Captured. 3 men were arrested last Thursday for an armed robbery in a Georgia State dormitory. We have details tonight.
With funding all but secured, we'll examine the sustainable efforts, past and present, as Georgia State goes green.
And our final installment of this month's All Pink, All In Breast Cancer Awareness Series, our own Neha Ali will speak to Associate Athletic Director Jamie Boggs about spreading awareness through sports. Those stories and more tonight on Panther Report.
Good evening. I'm Yasmina Alston.
And I'm Jay LaBelle.
3 men were arrested last Thursday for an armed robbery that took place in the University Commons Residence Hall. According to a GSU police report, Quentin Arnold, Dontavius Patrick, and Dorian Demetrius Stroud were all arrested hours after robbing 4 female residents of cell phones and electronic equipment at gunpoint in their dorm room. GSU police arrested Arnold while Patrick turned himself into Atlanta police. Stroud was turned in by his mother. Arnold is a resident of the nearby Piedmont North dormitory. Stroud is a former GSU student.
After 5 years working toward gaining funds for sustainability efforts, Professor Michael Black, a group of students and others concerned with making Georgia State green, earned a small victory earlier this month when the Student Government Association recommended reallocating a $35 library fee. $3 of that would go toward funding sustainable projects on campus. Reporter Alex Ositis met with Dr. Black to hear the long road traveled and what lies ahead.
5 years after their lobbying efforts began, the Sustainability Tribe at Georgia State, along with their advisor Dr. Michael Black, saw progress to their goal of turning Georgia State a bit more green after the Student Government Association agreed to reallocate $3 of a $35 library fee to sustainability. Dr. Michael Black oversees the Sustainable Energy Tribe and is one leading the efforts for a greener, more sustainable campus.
And so when we went through the SAFC, they said, well, we need a really good survey that shows students are in support of this. Before students even knew that they could reallocate money, when they thought it would just be an increase, there was over 50% support for it. I think it was around 53%. And after they found out it could be a reallocation, it was 83% student support for the green fee.
According to Black, a $1 fee per student per semester is the equivalent of approximately $65,000 per year. So if the fees pass through all levels, it will mean approximately $195,000 per year towards sustainability at Georgia State. Communications professor Dr. Carrie Packwood Freeman finds the sustainability fee a necessity.
I'm really excited about the sustainability fee, the $3 of the current existing fee that's going towards sustainability now, because I feel like it's going to give students more of a chance to become environmentally literate, which is something that I would like every human being on the planet, but especially those going to college, and our graduates need to be just as literate in environmental problem solving as anybody at Emory or Georgia Tech or UGA is right now, and I think we kind of need to catch up with that.
When funding comes through, a sustainability fee committee of half staff and half students will vote on proposals to decide how the money will be allocated.
One of the things that I'm going to propose to the committee is that they take some of those nickel metal halide lights out of one of the parking decks and convert those into LEDs, because they can do half of the energy that those nickel metal halide lights do, and we can save a huge amount of money on energy. And that will get the ball rolling, and this is one of the things that I proposed, is once we start getting returns on investment, then we can say to the university, listen, we're saving you money, so why don't you roll some of this back into a sustainability fee?
Recycling efforts in a sustainable garden are just some of the ongoing projects, but Dr. Freeman notes where else Georgia State and public institutions may contribute to sustainable efforts.
It's our moral obligation, really for anybody, but especially a public institute of higher learning, to reduce our environmental destruction. We should be carbon neutral, and we're not. I mean, we should be, all the waste we're generating, we should try to make it so that it's zero waste. And I don't really hear that that's a goal.
Dr. Black notes that sustainable projects have already contributed to Georgia State's status of going green, but these efforts often take a back seat to other university interests.
There's a lot more to be done, and things like the parking decks are not high on that priority list because they want to expand the campus and expand the student body. And putting new lights in the parking deck is not really going to do that.
From here, the Student Government Association's recommendation has a long way to go, including stops with the faculty committee and then the desk of President Mark Becker. If the Georgia Board of Regents accepts the proposal, Georgia State could see its sustainability fee as soon as the fall of 2014. Reporting for GSTV News, I'm Alex Ositis.
The Health Promotions Department partnered with GSUPD last week for Alcohol Awareness Week. Both outlets hosted a series of activities in Unity Plaza. The week promoted alcohol awareness and were filled with information activities, including walking in a straight line with beer goggles, trivia games, and giveaways for those who participated in alcohol awareness activities. Georgia State Police have made 25 arrests for underage drinking on campus this semester. Alcohol Awareness Week has a goal of spreading information to help curb such alcohol use.
Students are able to receive a number of computer programs and services through the university as part of the technology fee. But are students taking advantage of what is available? Galila Gabidi finds out.
There are many different activities that Georgia State University offers for students, faculty, and staff to help better their future. One of those activities is the Digital Skills and Scholarship Workshop Series that will hold many opportunities for you. Demand for technology in the workplace today has drastically increased.
Well, we offer a bunch of training in the kinds of programs that you would be using in your classes on a regular basis. So all of the Microsoft Office package, and we focus particularly on PowerPoint and Excel.
Most occupations are looking for employees that are technologically savvy. Georgia State University gives you an opportunity to learn those skills for free.
One, it increases your educational opportunity so that when you leave the confines of Georgia State, you actually have the skills that can get you a job. And beyond just getting you a job, it allows you to be a better critical thinker and creative individual within the workplace and the culture at large.
Take advantage of the free workshops that Georgia State University has to offer to enhance your abilities in the workforce. The Exchange is located in room 106 in Library South. This is Galila Kabidi reporting for GSTV.
The GSU School of Nursing and Health Professions is hosting former First Lady Rosalind Carter, Dr. Mary Jo Larson, and Dr. Michael Schuenbaum for the 2013 J. Rhodes Haverty Lecture on November 6th. The lecture will focus on Veterans Day as the myths and misconceptions about mental health of military veterans will be discussed. The event begins at 7 p.m. and reservations can be made online through the School of Nursing.
Neve Shulman was the latest distinguished speaker to visit Georgia State. We met with Shulman on October 24th and talked about his personal experience with being catfished. We also talked about the future of the catfish phenomenon. Okay, so first I want to congratulate you on your TV series, Catfish the TV show. That's amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, going into season 3 soon.
I know, I'm very excited. So I wanted to ask you first, because I know you had a documentary because the same thing happened to you. So how are you and Angela? Are you all still in contact?
You know, I haven't spoken to Angela a little over a year. I remain open and available to her, and I actually have a lot of things I'd like to talk to her about, but she's sort of chosen to get back to her regular day-to-day life and sort of distance herself from the whole catfish phenomenon. So understandably, I'm giving her her space, but hopefully someday in the future we'll be back in touch.
But how has the actual experience affected your social presence as far as like online relationships and your social media involvement?
You know, it's funny, the initial response or sort of effect of the whole experience was that I became more known and began to be a sort of public figure, and people were reaching out to me, and I was actually communicating more with strangers over the internet than I had been previously, because I was never actually that much of an online dater or social media guy. I was just a regular user of Facebook and whatnot. So it actually sort of accelerated or increased my social media online interactions.
And I also know that, we all know that, this generation is moving toward a more cyber and a more digital age of communication. So do you see catfishing becoming more prominent, or do you see it diminishing over time?
Well, I think it's a means. The internet provides, the internet as a tool provides people with resources and access to explore whatever it is that they're interested in. A lot of good comes from that, but I also think it gives access to people who have, in some cases, bad intentions, but in most cases just issues or insecurities that they don't know how to deal with in real life, a place to sort of figure those things out.
Definitely.
So long as people are lonely or unhappy with the way they look or unpopular or not as popular as they'd like to be,
they're going to be using the internet to try and deal with that in whatever way they can.
Well, thank you so much. Unfortunately, that's all the time I have with you, but I do want to welcome you again to Georgia State on behalf of the Panther Report.
Congratulations on your 100 years.
Thank you.
Not yours personally,
I'm
but
from Georgia State.
yeah.
Coming up on Panther Report, what are your Halloween plans? We'll see what costumes are popular this year. And iOS 7 launched just over 1 month ago. We'll check in on what students are saying now that they've upgraded.
Presenting your Georgia Power Energy Efficiency Team. Helping you save money and energy around your dorm and apartment, one easy tip at a time. Laundry do's and don'ts. Wash your clothes a full load at a time in warm or cold water.
Apple's iOS 7 system launched just over 1 month ago. Our own Rachel Ramatar spoke with students now that they've had time to adjust to the new look.
On September 18, 2013, Apple released its 7th major update for its iOS mobile operating systems. A month and a half later, students are getting used to using the new system. Announced on June 10th at Apple's annual Worldwide Developers Conference, the iOS 6 successor features a bubble-like design to its wallpaper options, the addition of the Control Center, AirDrop and AirPlay, improved multitasking, and more search options in the App Store. Brian Garcia is one of many students who appreciates the ease of the new update.
I mean, the option where you can actually flip up like certain options like brightness or calculator or flashlight, that was much more convenient than, you know, double clicking or having to go back to the settings and going through all that mess. I mean, the update is cool. I wish it would just run faster.
Tamarcus Brown feels that while the update is new for Apple, it might not seem original to Android users.
I like the design, but it's a little too flat, so sometimes I don't like it because all the apps are not up to date yet. It seemed like they're ripping off of Android, and I can tell a little bit because I didn't use the Android before, so it doesn't make me feel like an Apple user.
iOS 7 will be car compatible in 2014 with iOS in the car, using Siri in selected car models for eyes-free, hands-free interaction. For GSTV News, I'm Rachel Ramatar.
Halloween is on Thursday, and everyone is gearing up to debut their costumes. According to the New York Daily News, the most popular costumes of this year include Miley Cyrus and a Minion costume from Disney's Despicable Me. If celebrating the ghouls and goblins isn't your thing, the Office of International Initiatives and Asian Studies Center is hosting a Pan-Asian Salmonori performance on Halloween in the Speaker's Auditorium. The event begins at 12:30 and requires registration through the International Initiatives Office.
Last week, GSU Sustainable Energy Tribe welcomed Harvard graduate, author, and psychologist Dr. Melanie Joy. Joy explained the ideology that conditions people to eat certain types of animals. Her presentation is based on her book, Why We Love Dogs, Eat Pigs, and Wear Cows, An Introduction to Carnism. According to an event representative, Joy's visit to Georgia State was to bring greater awareness and educate students about their choices.
Skateboarding was once a common mode of transportation for college students looking to get around campus in a hurry. But with increasing ordinances in effect, the future for skateboarders is uncertain. Our reporter and resident skateboarder Victor Williams has more on this story.
According to Atlanta police, skateboarding is illegal in the city of Atlanta. But what can be the harm in just riding a piece of wood and 4 wheels?
The University Loft's parking deck features a smooth ground great for skateboarding, along with ledges and manual pads. However, some have been threatened with a felony for just skating it. Georgia State University police say that using skateboarding as a means of transportation is fine, however, performing tricks will get you a citation.
I think it's really stupid, actually, because there are a lot of perfect spots here in the city, but we get kicked out constantly. Like just the other day, I was skating in front of a school building at GSU, and I almost got cited.
According to Atlanta police, skateboarding damages property. Reporting for GSTV News, Victor Williams.
Another edition of Athlete of the Week and an exclusive interview with Assistant Athletic Director Jamie Boggs is coming up next in sports with Neha Ali. Stay with us.
Presenting your Georgia Power Energy Efficiency Team. Helping you save money and energy around your dorm and apartment, one easy tip at a time.
Laundry do's and don'ts.
Don't use too much detergent. Rinse in cold water.
2 weeks ago, the Panthers volleyball team was on a 10-game losing streak. That quickly changed this past weekend when the Lady Panthers clinched their third straight victory, beating Louisiana Monroe 3-0 on the road. Sophomores Didi Bohan and Eliza Zachary led the Panthers with 12 kills each against the Warhawks. Head coach Tammy Audia told GSU Athletics, "I think that all of our wins continue to build our confidence, whether it's when we step out onto the court against another team or if it's in practice." Coach Audia and her team are hoping to continue this streak against University of Texas at Arlington on Friday. Men's soccer is also on a streak of their own, winning their last 5 matches at home. They defeated 9th-ranked Furman 2-0 last Wednesday with both goals scored by Amiri Abraham. The Panthers would go on to defeat Appalachian State 2-1 last Saturday. Men's soccer returns to the GSU soccer complex this weekend against the University of the Incarnate Word. The month of October is known for its festive Halloween and fall traditions, but it's also a month to support breast cancer. Last week, men's soccer and volleyball hosted breast cancer awareness games to raise money for the cause. What else has GSU Athletics been doing for the month? Senior Associate Director of Athletics Jamie Boggs gave us an inside scoop on present and future plans for breast cancer awareness.
Well, College Athletics is a platform that provides a voice to many great programs, cancer awareness being one of them. So putting the issue in the public eye and encouraging women to get screened earlier and also to know the early warning signs is the message that we're really pushing. We use a lot of our athletic events to continue to drive the message that cancer can happen to anyone. We've already done 2 events this year, one with football and one with women's soccer. We also did some things in conjunction with one of the sororities across campus where they were selling t-shirts and also lemonade outside the building to raise awareness and also to raise money for the cause. But we've already done 2 events this year, and in these 2 events we've already raised more money than we did in totality from the last year's events. So very proud of what we've done so far, and we hope to continue to build upon that. Coming up in February, we have a women's basketball event, the Play for K event, where that event will be part of the Play for K, and it will be their February 8th game against Arkansas State. Also throughout the year, some of our teams, volleyball, softball, baseball, they will be wearing pink items during designated games throughout the year.
Freshman Isaiah Dennis can shoot an open jumper or drive down the lane. He can also dunk over his 6 feet 9 inch tall teammate. His coaches believe he will be one of the most athletic players on the team this year and years to come. We sat down with Isaiah to find out what he does to be so versatile for this edition of Athlete of the Week.
So I know a couple schools tried to recruit you, over the past year. But what made you commit to Georgia State University?
I committed to Georgia State because I felt like I had a good connection with the head coach and the assistant coach here, Coach Hunter and Coach Sullivan. And it's no better place to play than at home, have your family around and, get all the love and support. So I felt like this is the best place for me.
And what are you and your team's expectations for this upcoming season?
Our team expectations are, to win the Sun Belt Conference, go deep in NCAA tournament, and I think we can achieve that goal this year. And if I can help in any way I can, I'll do it. So just keep working hard so we can make that team go.
All right. This past weekend, you made a certain channel known as ESPN, and you made top 10 plays after your amazing dunk during Hoop Day. What was that like, just to see yourself on ESPN?
It's pretty amazing. You know, I seen it, and next, you know, I looked at my phone, and people were just calling me and texting me. You know, it just felt good to get all their attention at that moment. So it was a great feeling.
I feel like this is also a question for like any basketball player. Who is your all-time starting five, starting at point guard?
I'm gonna go with Russell Westbrook.
Russell Westbrook, shooting guard.
Kobe Bryant.
Small forward.
Carmelo.
Okay. Power forward.
Mari Stoudemire.
And center.
Shaquille O'Neal.
No LeBron James?
No LeBron.
Wow, that's good. But if there is any player that you could play one-on-one with, who would it be and why?
I'm gonna go with Russell Westbrook because I try to play like him, and I think he's gonna be like one of the best players in a couple years. I think he's gonna be like the next Kobe Bryant in the league. So it would be great to play up against somebody like that who's so aggressive and works hard.
All right, thank you.
Tune in again next week for another edition of Athlete of the Week. This has been your GSTV Sports Update. I'm Neha Ali.
Thank you for watching this edition of Panther Report. Please visit us online for stories not featured in tonight's broadcast.
Follow us on Twitter at Panther_Report and like Panther Report on Facebook. I'm Jay Lavelle.
And I'm Yasmina Alston. Have a good evening.